Hey guys, Ludgonious here, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about LEGO photography, specifically using blacklight and low light conditions to create this lava effect. Now if you saw our preview video, the time-lapse video we did of one of our previous builds, we used this effect in that video, but it was going really fast and you may not be able to catch how we did it. So we're going to take a look and just see how to create this lava effect using a blacklight and some translucent neon pieces. So follow me. So we use this effect several times in several different episodes, from illuminating the hive clusters on Alvirium to the Hellfire on episode Pina. We use blacklight in a lot of different episodes. One thing we've learned from using the blacklight, from doing these different episodes, is sometimes it's best to conceal the blacklight somewhere underneath the build to illuminate it from below. That way you don't get the purplish light shine that low light photography will sometimes expose. So using the blacklight, and if you're only using that blacklight, you're going to catch some purple and some violets, and it's going to change the color of your build. So we've been constructing these bases so we can put the blacklight underneath. So we just got the standard blacklight, probably like $15 or $20. I don't even know if it was that much. And we've built a base around it here. So we've built this base that'll surround the blacklight. The specific blacklight that we got was actually a perfect 6 studs across. I don't know if you'll have the same luck, but construct your base so it just goes over the blacklight, so it's concealed below and it's just going to shine up. So you can see here in the lava pit, or if you watched our preview video, underneath all this stuff here there's just some clear transparent pieces. So something like this right here. So that way that these translucent orange can sit on top of it, and not all the translucent colors actually work with the blacklight. Some of the older ones don't, and some of the different colors. So you want to make sure before you buy a bunch of them that they're actually the kinds that fluoresce underneath the blacklight. So if we turn off these other lights here, and you can turn on the blacklight, you can see how much the those pieces are glowing there. And you can also see that none of the purple blacklight is shining up into the build. So if you came from a different angle and lit it from above, you can kind of see how you change the color and the lighting. So underneath, out of the way, is a much better way to go. So then how do you take a photograph of something like this? Well, we'll show you here. So when we're doing low light photography, we're literally turning off all the lights. So right now I got the overhead lights on and I got the studio lights on. But in order to take photos of this, we'll have to turn them all off. The only light we want is going to be coming from this. So it's going to make it pretty dim. So the shutter is going to have to be open for a long time. So the one thing you cannot do is hold the camera, because there's no way you can hold it still enough to achieve a clear quality photo with just your hands. I don't care if you're like the world's best surgeon, because sometimes the shutter can be open for up to like 20 to 30 seconds. And it's open. If you can keep your hands that still, then I want to meet you, because that's amazing. Okay, so we're going to get the lights turned off here. You may even want to wait till nighttime depending on where your studio is, because even the smallest amount of light can show up when you're taking exposure this long. So we've had times where we made mistakes by leaving the computer monitor on, or the blinking button on the CPU down below. We have most of the windows kind of blocked out with boards to keep the light out, but just enough shines around the outside of it that if you're taking these long exposure photographs, you can actually see the light of the window in the build. So if you really want to get the best effect, you got to wait till It's almost like, you know, it's nighttime, it's pitch black. Only light you want is this lava glowing right here. So let me get everything turned off and I'll be right back. Alright, so we have every light off except for this desk light, just so I could make my way back here to the computer without stepping on a Lego. Everyone knows how bad that hurts. Got the monitor off. We've got something blocking the CPU light down here, so it won't shine up on the build. We got it pretty much pitch black in here. So before we turn all the lights off here, one other thing you want to keep in mind is when you're taking photographs, you're going to want to use the timed feature, so that the self timer, so that you're not physically pressing the button. So you'll press it, you'll step back, and you'll let the photograph take. If you don't use the self timer, again, you're going to move the camera enough, and at that exposure it's going to mess up the picture. So if, like, especially here, we're shooting on carpet, so the tripod can move a little bit, and just the force of pushing that button down can move the camera and whatnot. So we're using our photography tripod to hold up the camcorder. So I just got this old one out. It doesn't have a actual ability to hold the camera, so this is just for demonstration purposes. But you'd want to have it set up. You want to have the self timer on, and then we're going to cut the lights out, and you can kind of see the lava glowing here. Make sure I get the flash off on the camera. And you can just see how long some of these exposures are. We have it set up to automatically detect, so you got the timer going, and you can hear the click right there. The shutter is still open, and it just closed there. So that one was not that long. I might have some light shining somewhere else here, but then you can see like the picture show up in there. We'll have it up on the screen. So there you go. That's how you do low light photography. That's how you achieve the lava effect using a black light and just low light, long exposure photography. Another cool trick that you can do with the same method of photography is you can make things look like they're faded in and out. So if I had it dark enough and I took a picture and then I removed one of these minifigs real fast, so my hand does, maybe you might see a hand blur, but if you do it right, it will only capture exposure of this for so many seconds, and it'll look like it's kind of like a ghostly image. We use that effect on the episode LIU Atlas Harry Rex, so if you want to check that out, you can see what I'm talking about, and I'll flash some pictures up on the screen here. A lot of cool things you can do with low light, long exposure photography. Try to practice it on your own. Let us know how it goes. Share some pictures with us, and yeah, I'm gonna get back to work on this episode. LIU Atlas Nita Valier should be coming to you pretty soon. So if you have any questions, ask down in the comments below, and we'll see you guys later.